Queens! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sab if we've never met before, and this is my channel where I talk about my houseplants, mostly in passive hydroponics. I had a different video planned for today, but I figured since I was doing a Hoya giveaway, which I will be talking more about at the end of this video, so stick around, I figured that I would show you my entire Hoya collection, and there's about 20 plus plants here. A lot of them are lined up here as you can already see on the screen, and let's just get right into it. So this is in no particular order, I'm just picking them up as I see them. The first one is this Hoya crassipicillata. It's really sunny here today and I hope this looks okay to you. This is actually putting out a bunch of new growth from this one, there you go, from this one vine, because I chopped it in two. It used to be one long vine. But yes, this is a very beautiful Hoya, prominent veins that is characteristic of a lot of Hoyas. And it was a relatively fast grower until I chopped it, so it had to kind of pause and recalibrate. Next is a Hoya you've already seen in my previous haul video. This is my Hoya Terrarium Splash. There she is. Oh, that's really bright. I'm sorry. But yeah, you can see how splashy those leaves are. And I've just gotten her, so she hasn't really done anything for me, but she's just sitting there looking pretty. That's my Hoya Terrarium Splash. Up next is my Hoya lacunosa. This is the long leaf version, I believe. So I started this from just about a cutting like this, about that much, yeah, and now this is what she looks like. She's a very fast grower. Let's take a break from the fast growers and show you one of my slower growing Hoyas. This is my Hoya obovata variegata. You would have seen her in a video where I talked about how you can convert plants safely into leca. And while she is fully adjusted in leca, she dropped a leaf, which is typical of plants, of some plants. When you convert them, it might stress them out and they might drop a leaf, which is very obvious with this one because she only had 2 leaves. And then she struggled to put out like a new leaf. She would just keep dropping her new leaves. So now I have her inside my IKEA terrarium, and hopefully this new growth point here will push through and, you know, not drop again. Next is my Hoya caudata Sumatra. Sorry, let me just push her back down because she's trying to get out of there. There you go. Let me try to show you that it's ridiculously bright today, but I hope you can see. Look at how fuzzy that is. And this Hoya sort of feels like cardboard to me, but at the same time it's fuzzy. So just imagine what fuzzy cardboard would feel like. That's what this Hoya feels like. I really love how unique like the patterns on the leaves are for this one. It's actually one of my favorites. Next is my Hoya carnosa, the regular green one, and this was given to me by my friend, and it's a really fast grower. Sorry, you can see so much cat hair on there. She's a really fast grower, and you can see that I've been ignoring her with the amount of cat hair on her. I started this again from a few cuttings from a friend, and here she is now. I really like the way this grew out, just like the kind of curved way. But yes, that is my Hoya carnosa, the regular green form, coming out with a lot of new growth still. Next is a Hoya you also probably have recently seen in my plant haul. This is my Hoya finlaysonii. Not sure what type of finlaysonii it is specifically, but I mentioned before that I bought it for this peduncle. No regrets here. I still love it for that. Here's a Hoya I bought specifically because of what it's called. I mean it's beautiful, sure, but I didn't really buy it because of the way it looked, just because it's called a Hoya Optimistic. And I don't know, I just thought it was so funny when I heard that that's what it's called. we all know we need a little more optimism in our lives. So I really love the fuzzy leaves on this one. I think that's really the main selling point. I don't know much about this Hoya, and I've never heard of it up to that point where I was in the shop and they told me it was called a Hoya Optimistic. But now it's growing steadily. It's just rooting in this shot glass. So yeah, that's my Hoya Optimistic. This next Hoya is the Hoya that if I had to pick which one was my fastest growing Hoya, this would be it. This is my Hoya elliptica. I'm not sure if it's the short leaf or the long leaf, but I've had to put this chopstick on her. I know she's not that big, but I got her as a 3-leaf cutting a few months ago. So now that she's putting out, oh, there's tiny growth like down there. She's putting out a new growth point. Like, how do I show you that? Can you see that? There, right there. There's a new leaf coming in. And I guess I should just kind of show you what she looks like. She goes all the way up here. And she's already outgrown her little chopstick. So I will have to figure out if I can trellis this. If you want a video on how to trellis plants in leca, just let me know. I've never done it before, so we'd be learning together, but I have seen like videos and posts of people doing it, so I do have some idea of how you can trellis plants in leca. But yes, sorry, we went off topic. This is my Hoya elliptica. As you can see, it's very unique. Oops. I knew this would happen. Come back. Okay, there you go. And then I guess we should go into the Terrarium Hoyas. I don't really want to take them out because they're all kind of crammed in there, and if I move one, then the rest of it kind of falls over. So I just took some footage for you, and I will be talking about the Hoyas one by one. Up first is a newer Hoya in my collection. I haven't shown you this. This is my Hoya Thomsonii. This was on my wish list video, so I'm very happy to have gotten it. And it's just a very, very fuzzy Hoya. I love fuzzy Hoyas, if you can't tell. And I just cut it into two and just stuck it in this cup for it to start rooting up properly, because I received it again with no roots. That seems to be a common theme among sellers these days. Next to it is a Hoya Kanyakumariana, and you've seen this as well. It's similar to the Endoensis, and it's just rooting in this cup inside the terrarium. Up next to it is one of my all-time favorites. This is a Hoya Fishkiliana variegata. You can see all the tiny leaves there, and my favorite part about this Hoya, or one of my favorite parts about it, is the back of the leaves are very beautifully patterned, and I just love her. Next to that is a Hoya Fitchii, and the seller said it's a Hoya Fitchii orange. I assume that's because that's what the flowers will look like, but I really bought this Hoya for the veins on the leaves and that pattern, and because I've seen photos of it sun-stressed, and I want to achieve that. Next to it is a Hoya Waiatii or Kentiana variegata. Not really sure which one. I actually included this in my giveaway, so it's a lot smaller than it was originally. I cut it in half so I could give away the other half. But yes, a very beautiful Hoya with its very bright colors. So you can see the pink and the yellows. It's not so bright in the terrarium, so I don't think it's coming off. And next is a Hoya I've also shown you recently. This is my Hoya Pubicalix Royal Hawaiian Purple. Not gonna dwell on it too much because I talked about it in the previous video, but as I mentioned before, I love this one because the new growth will come out purple, and I just think it's the best version of the Hoya Pubicalix, you know, different types of Pubicalix. Next is this Hoya Vitellinoides, and this actually, wow, that looks really good under the sun. But this actually, the main selling point for me is how velvety the leaves are. I know it doesn't look that way on oh, now it does. See, you can see how velvety those leaves are in the sun. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, so that's why I really love this Hoya. It's so unique. I haven't seen like this type of velvety leaf specifically, and it also feels like cardboard. Another Hoya I showed you recently is this Hoya compacta variegata. So this is a type of carnosa, and this is like the Hindu rope Hoya but variegated. So I'm trying to show you without the light hitting it too much, but yeah, there she is. Next is this Hoya Merillii. I think I will put the correct name on the screen, but here she is. She's got a lot of foliage, and I'm trying to show you there. Look at how big and juicy these leaves are. You can see how much she's enjoying leca. I have to uppot her actually because those roots, look at that. And she hasn't done anything for me yet. I've only had her for a couple of weeks, but oh no, that's not true. I've had her for a month now. Time flies in quarantine. Yes, this is beautiful. This is one of my favorite Hoyas. I think I said that. Take a shot every time I say this is one of my favorite Hoyas. Here's my Hoya Curtisii. I cannot tip this over or else my laptop will get wet. I'll do my best. There you go. So she's just a bunch of cuttings that I put together in this beautiful pot made by my friend, by the way. So I'm so glad to have this here. I think it fits perfectly. I mean, just look at that. That is so beautiful. This next Hoya is known to be pretty fuzzy, so I thought that I wouldn't have any issues with it in leca. Lo and behold, it's also fuzzy in leca. Here is my Hoya Deikii. I will show you what I mean later, but this was just one long vine and I chopped it into, these are the two parts. And she is really, really beautiful. One of the most unique Hoya. Yes, one of my favorites again. But look at that spot. That was the beginning of a fungal or bacterial issue. I'm not sure what it was, but I'm just glad it didn't spread. And she's not really growing much. She just aborted her new growth that was starting to come out. So I don't know, I love her, but she's a diva. She really does look good in this pot though. Okay, next, I promise you this is actually one of my favorites. Well, they all are, but this one gives me so much joy. And this is my Hoya Parasitica Heart Leaf Splash. And just check these leaves out. These are the newest leaves. Let me try to shield it from the sun so you can see. Look at that. That is so beautiful. And just the leaves are so chunky, and I don't even know what to say. This is just a really gorgeous Hoya. I absolutely love this one. I think I will have to move this to a bigger pot because she really grows. Once she starts taking off, like, she will not stop growing. I see a new leaf coming out there too. She needs a bigger pot soon. Here's my Hoya Bertoniae. I love this one because it's fuzzy Hoya, and it's a steady grower for me, a little bit slow, but it's okay. She's super fuzzy, definitely the fuzziest Hoya I own, or just the quality of fuzz is different. It's different. On the new growth especially, it's softer, and I don't know how to explain it. If you have a Bertoniae and you know what I'm talking about, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, she's very happy. You can see the baby leaf coming in there. Here is a Hoya Crimson Princess. Definitely a less common one here, even though I know it's readily available in like big box stores in the US and the UK. But here I had to pay quite a bit of money just for a few cuttings. But thankfully it is growing steadily. I was worried for a while there that it was losing its variegation, but the new leaves have come up with very nice variegation. After the princess, of course, we have to talk about the queen. This is my Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen, and she is so gorgeous. Look at the white on this leaf. And she recently actually put out her first white leaf right there. So I hope she does not keep doing that. But yes, she's getting a decent amount of light. She's right here next to this window, so I think that's why her new leaves are coming out nicely variegated, although these ones are coming out with more green, which is good too. So yeah, that is my Hoya carnosa crimson queen. The last one was the princess. So as I was editing, I realized I completely forgot about this newer Hoya of mine. This is a Hoya spartanoides. I'll put the correct name on the screen. But yeah, let me try to show you. It's very unique. It's almost like a really long retusa. Let me put it down and show you. Because at the tip are these buds that I think might bloom. So every tip of it is a peduncle, if I'm not mistaken. Because that's what it looks like. So this is the latest one in my collection. I'll be uploading it in the haul. And yeah, it's just a really unique Hoya. Now back to the rest of the video. This is my second to the last Hoya. This is my Hoya sigillatus. And she is the splashiest Hoya that I own, and I'm sure a lot of Hoya collectors will agree that not a lot of Hoyas can match her splashiness. You can see that little growth right there. So she is happy in Leka, and she's getting pretty much full sun every single day. And she's just so cute with her elongated leaves. But there she is, my Hoya sigillatus. Last but not least, this is currently my most favorite Hoya. Who apparently has mealybugs, so we'll have to treat her. But yeah, we'll have to separate her from the others. This is my Hoya australis lisa. Now I know this is, I wouldn't say common, but it's pretty easy to get in the US. And let's just take a moment to appreciate that before I blab. Look at that cute new growth. It's just coming in red, and there you go. Look at how gorgeous that is. Anyway, I know this is pretty easy to get in the US and the UK, but this has just started gaining popularity here in the Philippines, so I'm very glad to have gotten my hands on one. This is actually a plant that I split with my friends, so it wouldn't be too expensive. So I'm really glad to own one. I see a lot of mealybugs in here. I'm gonna have to treat this after this video. Now I want to quickly mention my giveaway. I will put the image up of the things I will be giving away on my Instagram at Marble Queen, so follow me on there if you aren't already. I unfortunately cannot ship these internationally, so these are open to people in the Philippines, in Metro Manila and nearby areas. But I did include some really interesting Hoyas on there. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all my beautiful Hoyas. And let me know if you have some of these Hoyas and what you think of them, or if you have Hoyas that you think should definitely go into my collection. I would love to read your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I will put another video up here for you to watch, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!